Ugh, not them again. Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 British celebrities everyone hates.
I'm the most hated girl in Britain right now. It's a lot.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at famous Brits who are losing the fame game at home.
Yeah, right.
Number 10, Simon Cowell. Chances are, if you've heard of him, you don't like him.
This wasn't something that I was expecting.
Simon's as fun to hate as he is, well, actually that seems to be his main draw. It's been that way since at least 2001, when he took his place in popular culture as the man who transforms talentless people into unhappy, talentless people. Okay, we're exaggerating, but it's a role Cowell proved himself well qualified for, after having nurtured the musical careers of world-famous acts like the Power Rangers, the Teletubbies, and Five. Mentioning groups like Westlife and One Direction is surely just adding more fuel to the fire.
Hi, and what's Daddy been drinking today?
Annoying juice.
Annoying juice.
Annoying juice.
That means I'm really annoying.
Number 9, Joey Barton.
So if I'm somewhere and there was 4 really ugly girls, I'm thinking, well, she's not the worst, because that's all you are.
A young, seasoned, well-known footballer hated in Britain? Well, yes, actually. Currently manager of Fleetwood Town, Barton made his reputation, such as it is, on the pitch, mostly. He's made 269 appearances in the Premier League, but his real highlight sheet includes greatest hits like a 12-game ban for attacking 3 players in a single incident, crushing out a cigar in the eye of a reserve player at a Christmas party, mooning Everton fans, punching and knocking out a teammate, and beating up a 16-year-old outside of McDonald's. And then there's his 13-month ban for placing some 1,260 bets.
So when I first started, you could bet on games that you weren't involved in.
Number 8, David Dickinson?
I'll be seeing you later on.
This one's a bit surprising to me. He's an antiques expert, and people like those, right? Well, he may be popular among OAPs looking to be lulled into a bit of pre-watershed slumber, but the rest of us apparently aren't as enamored with his 2-bit Bobby Dazzler routine. According to a 2018 YouGov poll, Dickinson is one of Britain's most disliked TV presenters. He has a past that involves heroin use and a 3-year stint in the clink for mail-order fraud, and fluked into showbiz due to a faint resemblance to Lovejoy. But the real reason people dislike him is presumably because he's a sure sign of dullness on the horizon.
They're here for one reason, and one reason only. What's that? The real deal! That's what I like to hear.
Number 7, James Blunt.
But you you get off on the abuse.
Yeah, I do actually.
In a perfect world, there's really no reason to hate on James Blunt. Well-spoken, sharp-witted, and a veteran reconnaissance officer who may or may not have prevented World War III during the Kosovo War, Blunt's music career has earned him Brit Awards, MTV VMAs, multiple Grammy nominations, and an honorary doctorate for music from the University of Bristol. But ours is not a perfect world, and Blunt's great crime is recording music that many people find a bit dull and sappy, while somehow shifting some 20 million units of it.
Can we all take a moment to remember just how terrible James Blunt was? No need. I have a new album coming soon.
Number 6, Prince Andrew, Duke of York.
It's no different to being you or anybody else. The difference is just a matter of circumstances.
Opinion is always divided when it comes to the royals. For some, they're a jug-eared tax burden held over from less enlightened times. For others, they're the most regal of movers and shakers with a handful of real lookers in the midst. Opinion tends to solidify with Prince Andrew.
Well, they have described me, I understand, as the best
dad in the world, or something similar along the line, or the best single dad in the world, or the best, I don't know, something like that.
The Duke of York might be a retired commander of the Falklands War and an honorary vice admiral, but his shady relationship with billionaire paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted supplier of underage working girls, has earned him more than a little ire. Claims that the Duke twice bedded a 17-year-old sex slave have further muddied his reputation. Number 5. Jim Davidson. He's been married 5 times and divorced 4, so there's at least 4 people with their own personal reasons to dislike Jim Davidson. For everyone else, the dislike is largely due to the distasteful blather that comes out of his mouth.
You got no sympathy for him, Mr. Davidson?
Considered racist and crude even by 1970s standards, Davidson frequently punches down for laughs, finding comedic fodder in such groups as women, the LGBT community, visible minorities, and disabled people. He did win Series 13 of Celebrity Big Brother, narrowly edging out the N-Dubs rapper Dappy, but his profile has steadily plummeted since then.
Do you not look back now and think, well, maybe I wasn't wanted because I behaved like X?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you changed?
No.
Number 4, Josie Cunningham.
Yeah, way I see it is if I can get these sugar daddies, so to speak, to buy me these things, then I'm saving my own money, you know.
2 things come to mind when people think of Josie Cunningham, and taxpayers paid for both of them. Deemed the most hated woman in Britain, the cosmetically enhanced fame seeker and glamour model wannabe has done her part to earn that title. Cunningham is so transparent in her hunt for celebrity that she's plunged to previously unimaginable depths, including considering an abortion to open up her schedule for Big Brother, and going through with one so that she could be cleared for a nose job. She also smoked during another pregnancy since she assumed it was a boy, and she had 2 of those already.
I've learnt that life doesn't revolve around Botox and teeth and, you know, looking perfect, as you spoke about earlier.
Number 3, Mike Ashley.
I'm not Father Christmas. I'm actually a very, I believe, fair guy.
Bruce Wayne aside, people rarely like billionaires. It wasn't always that way for Mike Ashley. There was a time when his purchase of Newcastle United and his just a bloke ways was celebrated. And then things changed. His last popular move seems to have been hiring back Kevin Keegan as a manager. However, complaints started soon after, largely due to Ashley appearing unwilling to pony up and fund the team or stock it with quality talent on the pitch. Adding to this is a revolving door of management, a rumour that Ignacio Gonzalez was hired based on a YouTube highlight reel, and renaming St. James Park to Sports Direct Arena.
That's just the way the consumers are going, and that's why we have to elevate Sports Direct.
Number 2, Roxanne Pallett.
Can't believe you're letting somebody stay that's done that.
She's Emmerdale's Jo Sugden. She's appeared in horror films like Lake Placid 3, and she's falsely accused a man of assaulting her during her stint on Celebrity Big Brother. Such are Roxanne Pallett's main claims to fame. Her false accusation was foreshadowed earlier on Celebrity Big Brother when she seemed to pretend that Hardeep Singh Kohli had pushed her into a pool. She later claimed that Ryan Thomas had punched her repeatedly and like a boxer.
Oh, woman beater.
Go on, what?
Bloody hell.
When footage showed that Thomas had only given her a playful jab, Pallett owned up to a horrible mistake, but soon lost her morning radio job and a panto gig.
All I can say is I'm devastated and I'm sorry.
Number 1, Katie Hopkins.
Most people's lives, including mine, are defined largely by the mistakes we made, and they turn out to be rather glorious.
She appeared on The Apprentice, but no one's quite sure why Katie Hopkins is famous. One thing's for sure, she's not doing a lot of good with her platform. A self-described truth teller, others have deemed her a professional troll. Or at least she would be if she could hold a job.
When you walk into Costa, you can actually smell the breast milk, can't you, of these guys?
She's openly painted herself as an Islamophobe, has supported the burqa ban, stands against multiculturalism, and views migrants as agents of a white genocide. Hopkins has also expressed support for radical profiling, the political musings of Donald Trump, and frequently finds herself agreeing with David Duke and actual Nazis of old.
Because you know what ants do when they get stood on? They carry on as normal and they wait for the next footstep to pause.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.